Hello, everybody. It's 5:30 a.m. and here is my informative speech. A good catcher is the quarterback, the lead dog, the pulse taker, the traffic cop, and no team gets very far without one. The great Miller Huggins once said, "The defensive player behind home plate is arguably one of the hardest positions among all four American major sports." Growing up playing baseball my entire life, I noticed the catcher, one of the most favorite positions I played as a kid, has always signed up for a very strenuous job in the game. Playing catcher in baseball is a difficult role because you must command the game, you must be mentally and physically tough, and you have more tiny responsibilities than any other player on the field. Besides the manager, the catcher is considered the general of the team, as you are calling the game for the other 8 players on the field with you. This may as well be the most important role of the position. The catcher is considered the lead dog because the position requires to call every pitch and instruct the rest of the fielders what to do while on the fly. Every pitch that is thrown in the game on the defensive side is decided by the catcher and communicated to the pitcher in order to get every batter out. This includes what type of pitch is being thrown and where the pitch should land in the strike zone. How does the catcher communicate this? Pretty simply, all one needs to do is throw down a number with their hands, and then it is returned by either a head nod or a head shake by the pitcher. Each hand signal has its own specific pitch. Generally speaking, a 1 is a fastball, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are off-speed and breaking pitches. The sense of knowing what pitch to throw requires a knowledge of your pitcher and builds a relationship with him in order to strategically work to get hitters out. It requires a catcher to position their body and glove in a location to show exactly where the pitch should end up. A booming voice and a keen eye are essential too. You cannot be quiet as a catcher when yelling out to your fielders, telling them where to throw the ball. A ball in the outfield means you need to yell out what base needs to be thrown to in order to stop a runner from advancing, but a ball in the infield still requires you to communicate as well. All runners on base need to be kept an eye on, and the speed of the runners must be known beforehand to make adjustments. Out of anybody on the field, the catcher is one that will not be beat in the physical and the mental game. A typical 9-inning baseball game is around 3 hours long, more or less. This is an incredibly long time for a catcher to be playing in the defensive half. By catching, you must be willing to sit in a squat position for a great sum of time. And when you're playing multiple games a week, it's very easy for one's legs to be fatigued all the time. It's a workout in itself, and that is why catchers in the big leagues have tree trunks for legs. You're also throwing the most out of anybody in the game as a catcher. Every pitch that's thrown from the pitcher has to be thrown back to the catcher, so that in itself is about 200 throws per game, and that doesn't include throws using full strength to bases when a runner goes. A strong arm is another characteristic of a good catcher. A catcher cannot be afraid to hit. There's a good chance one could take a foul ball to the face or body, which can shake somebody up pretty easily. There's also a chance a full sprint runner from third could collide at a close play at home, as catchers have received some brutal injuries from broken ankles to concussions and whatnot. Considering the factors of your legs, your arms, and anything else that could fatigue you, mental perseverance is prevalent through every pitch of the game. This carries over when a catcher must hit too, which is very distracting if they are not mentally tough. Besides catching the ball and commanding the game, there's a variety of small responsibilities that add on to the overall difficulty of the position. One essential skill is knowing how to frame the ball. This is the ability for the catcher to see the umpire and make a ball look like a strike. One can do this by setting their glove up strategically low in the zone, so when the pitch comes up, they spot it and kind of jerk with the ball in order to steal a strike per se. The catcher sets their body up in a position to deceive the umpire as well. Another ability a catcher needs to do is be able to block the ball in the dirt. A wild pitch can result in runners advancing, and if the catcher can keep the ball from getting past them, it will not allow the runners to advance a base.